Welcome to Yoga Stretch. My name is Katy. Today we're going to talk about engaging our mind in our yoga. So many times as we let our mind wander onto its own little adventure, thinking about what we're going to do or what we have done. In fact, studies have shown we spend most of our time either living in the past or living in the future. So let's get back to the present and engage our mind. Okay, well, let's start by sitting down and just resting the hands on the knees, lifting the rib cage up and the shoulders down. So make sure the back of the neck is nice and comfortable, so you might want to move your head from side to side 2 or 3 times. And once you find that comfortable position around the neck and the shoulders, just close your eyes and start to focus on your breathing. Now let's think about where we're breathing. Where's the first place that you start to breathe? So is it around your chest? Is it around the rib cage? Or do you bring your breath down to your belly straight away? Let's bring our breath down to our belly now. Now lower your hands down, let's breathe in, lift the hands above the head, open the rib cage and breathe out. Lower the hands down, let's do that again, breathe in, reaching up, lengthening through the spine and breathe out. Now try thinking about how high you can reach and breathe out, lowering the hands down. Now let's bring the hands to chest in prayer and we're going to do some lateral breathing. So from here we're going to breathe in, open the arms right out and breathe out as hands come back together. Breathe in, open the chest and breathe out. Hands back to chest. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in. Lovely. Place the hands on the knees and let's just circle the torso gently around in a circle. So breathe in half the circle, breathe out for the other half of the circle. Now let's circle back the opposite direction. Okay, now we're going to go onto our knees and our hands into a cat pose. And we're going to start with an alternate arm leg extension. So slide shoulders to hips and draw the waist up. We're going to breathe in, extend the arm and leg. Breathe out, lower the hand and knee down. Breathe in, extend the arm and leg. Breathe out, lower the hand and knee down. Now continue doing that 4 more times to each side. And continue at this pace. With your mind, just think about how it feels to extend the arm and the leg out. Are you reaching to your furthest point with your fingers and toes? Now one more time each side. Now this time, we're going to extend the right arm and left leg. Keep the tummy lifted, shoulders away from ears, chin tucked in, back of neck lengthened. You can look forward if you prefer. Take 3 breaths here. So fill up your rib cage with air. Just focus on how much you can expand your rib cage. Now take your hand and your knee down. We're going to change sides. Breathe in and breathe out. Now lower the hand and the knee down. Beautiful. Now we're going to come into a cat and cow pose first of all, then the child's pose after. So cat-cow pose, breathe in, cat arch, draw the navel to the spine, stretch between the shoulder blades, chin to chest, and breathe out, cow pose. Tuck those toes under, slide shoulders to hips and feel that squeeze in the mid-back. Let's do that again. Breathe in, cat arch, and breathe out, cow pose. Now let's do 3 more of those at your own pace. And last one. Now flatten your feet, bring your knees slightly wider than the hips, toes together, and extend your arms. Now if you find it uncomfortable having your elbows lifted, just drop them down, and if you can, lift them up and lower them down until you build some strength around your back and your shoulder blades. So bring the shoulders towards the hips. If your arms and elbows are lifted, tighten the tummy, lift it up towards the spine. Let's breathe into the back. So find in the back, find all the places you can bring your breath. So lower back, mid back, and right up to the shoulder blades. Let's look for it. Beautiful. Now we're going to walk our hands to one side. So walk your hands over to one side and feel the stretch in the rib cage. So one side of the ribs is stretching open. So in that side we're going to breathe in, expand those ribs out and let them collapse down with our breath out. Now let's try one more breath. Now walk your hands back to the front and then over to the other side. Feel that lovely big stretch around the side of the ribs. 3 breaths. Now walk your hands back to the centre and let's lift up. We've got a down dog, so tuck the toes under, lift the hips up. Let's walk the heels up and down and stretch the ankles and calves. Now let's lower those heels down. Now pull the tummy in, lift the hips up, lengthen through the arms. Try to draw the shoulders towards the hips and flatten the back. Bring that chest a little closer to the thighs. Now press the base of the thumb and index finger firmly down and lengthen through the inside of the arms so you're making sure the backs of the upper arms are working quite strongly. Now check your arms. Use your mind, engage the mind by checking the posture. Just check from your fingers right up your arms to your shoulder blades. Then your waist, stretching in the backs of the legs. Balls of feet on the floor, heels on the floor if you can. Beautiful. Let's come into plank. Breathe into plank. Now let's pause here. Shoulders head towards hips and make sure your mid-back is nice and flat. Squeeze your buttocks together, nice firm waist. Lift one foot up, breathe in. Breathe out to lower and lift the other foot up. Breathe in. And breathe out. Lower that foot down. Now we're going to breathe in, lift the hips up. Down dog, breathe out into plank. Breathe in, down dog. And breathe out to plank. Let's try that one more time. Breathe in to down dog. Breathe out to plank. Breathe in and plank to floor. And we're sliding our elbows forward for Sphinx. So line your elbows up with your shoulders and your wrists lined up with your elbows. Spread your fingers out. Let's stretch the fingers apart. Press the hips down, squeeze the buttocks together, lengthen through the spine and then open the shoulders out so your shoulder blades flatten on your back. Now let's draw the elbows back. Hold on with your fingers, clutch the floor with the fingers and bring the chest forward between the arms. Breathe into the front of the body. So it should feel a nice stretch from the navel to the rib cage. Lift the chin up for an extra stretch in the neck. Otherwise, just pick a comfortable head position. Let's take 2 more breaths. Open up the front of the body for your breath. Okay, and let's walk our hands back. Now we've got a cobra, but I want you to slide your hands back so that the heels of the hands are under the elbows. And the elbows are hugging the sides of the body. So you don't want the elbows winging out. They need to be pointing up to the ceiling. And your hands are about mid-rib cage. Now let's press the hips down, breathe in, and just cobra. You need to use your back to hold you up, so squeeze your buttocks firmly, and breathe out. Lower yourself down, breathe in and lift, pause, hold, and lower yourself down. This time we're going to breathe in, lift up, lift the hands up. That's it, lovely. Use that back strength to hold you up. Keep the buttocks nice and firm. Take another breath in and breathe out. Hands on the floor, then breathe in, lifting up to cobra. Breathe out and come to down dog. All right, moving from side to side, just loosening up nicely into the back and the hips. Keep your dog loose. And then let's take a walk with our feet to our hands so the heels are under hips. Hold your elbows, tuck your chin into chest, let the upper body hang down comfortably. Have the knees bent and then just move the elbows from side to side, stretching into the back. Can you find the lower back stretching? Can you find the exact place where your muscles are stretching and where your lower back is? Now bring your hands on your shin, so let's breathe in and breathe out. Tighten the tummy, squeeze the buttocks, slide the hands up the legs, and lift the shoulders to ears, roll them back and draw them downwards. Okay, beautiful. How do we go? Give the arms and legs a shake. That's it, lovely. Okay, now we're going to do some sun salute. So first of all, we're going to get into mountain pose. So bring the feet together. Just make sure you've got a little space between the fronts of your feet and your ankles so the bones don't rub together. Lifting up the rib cage, feel nice and long through the front of the body. Squeezing the buttocks just a little, waist firm, thighs are firm, hands by sides. Let's lift the shoulders to ears, roll the back and draw them downwards, strong that waist in, stretch your fingers apart and reach down to the floor. From here we're going to rotate our thumbs and our palms outwards. So the palms are forward, the thumbs are pointing sideways. Try to flatten your shoulder blades on your back when you do this. Keep that waist firm and the buttocks firm. Let's take 3 breaths here, eyes open or closed. Now let's breathe in, sun salute, and breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, flat back. Hands can be on shins or on the floor. And breathe out, forward fold. Now we're going to do another sun salute. In fact, we're going to do that 3 times. Breathe in, sun salute. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, flat back. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, sun salute, lifting up. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, flat back. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, sun salute. And let's go down for the last time. Forward fold. Breathe in, flat back. Breathe out, forward fold. And step back to plank. Okay, breathe in. Breathe out, plank to floor. Breathe in, cobra. And breathe out, down dog. Okay, so let's just move from side to side and loosen up just a little bit. And then let's crouch, bend the knees, look between the thumbs and step your right foot forward, back knee goes down. Let's flatten the top of the feet, the foot, and swing the arms back. Lift them up, roll the shoulders back and draw them down. Then move forward, sinking into your hips. This is our low lunge or crescent. Take 3 breaths down to the belly. breath in, hands down to floor, tuck the back toe under, down dog. And just moving 2 or 3 times from side to side. And then let's crouch, bend the knees, look between the thumbs and step the left foot forward, back knee down. Flatten the back foot and sweep the arms back. Lift them up, roll the shoulders back and draw them down. Sink into your hips. Now just check that the front knee is lined up with the ankle. We're stretching nice and strongly through the hip. Breathe in and breathe out. Tuck the back toe under and lifting up into down dog. Let's pause in our down dog position. Okay, beautiful. So let's step those feet together this time and lift the right leg up, 3-leg dog. Now squeeze your buttocks, point the toes to the floor. Now lift your hips up, bring your chest closer to your thighs, and that will help flatten your back out. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Lunge your foot between your hands. We've got a warrior 2, so lower the back heel down and then circle your left arm up and over into a warrior 2 position. So that's a comfortable movement for the shoulders. Make sure your ankle and knee are lined up and you're squeezing your buttocks. Shoulders are down, tummy in, and you're pushing your knee out to the side. That's it, lovely. Working the inner thighs. Arms are in a T position. Turn your gaze over your front middle finger and let's take 3 breaths. Breathe down to the belly. And rotate your palm, lower your back hand down, lift the hand up. Remember, relax those shoulders down. Gaze at your arm or your palm. Try not to look past your arm. Let's breathe down to the belly. Okay, let's breathe in and breathe out. Windmill those hands down to the floor, front foot back into down dog. Just moving from side to side, keep nice and loose. And then step those feet together. Lift the left leg up, 3-leg dog, point the toes to the floor. Now bring the chest towards the thighs so you can really flatten your shoulder blades on your back. Take a deep breath in and breathe out, lunge forward between the hands. Lower the back heel down and let's windmill that right arm up and over into warrior 2 position. Remember to squeeze your buttocks and push your hips forward. Front knee pushes out to the side so the inner thigh is working strongly. Try and find that shoulder height position for the arms. Check the back hand if you need to. Make sure the front knee is in line with the ankle so we've got a lovely big stretch in the legs. Take 3 breaths. Right down to the belly. Now lower your back hand down, rotate your front palm, lift it up, lower the shoulders down, right away from the ears. Look at your arm or your palm. Breathe down to the belly. Think about your palm, your hand, your arms. Start to look at yourself in a new way. Get to know yourself. We often take ourselves for granted, so this is a good opportunity to spend a little time thinking about how we feel in this posture. One more deep breath in, and then windmill the hands down to the floor, so we want to circle them down, front foot back into down dog. Okay, now just moving a little bit from side to side, lifting up around the hips and the shoulders. And then we're going to rise up on the balls of the feet, come down to knees and rest in child's pose. So toes together, knees a little wider, bring your arms by your sides. Now let the shoulders relax down. Now some of you might find it quite nice and it's quite a lovely position to lift your arms up and then link your fingers, bend your fingers and link them, then rest your hands on your lower back and let your shoulders relax down. So this is quite a lovely position to rest the arms in. Breathe into the back, try to expand the back out with your breath in. Okay, beautiful. Release your hands and extend them forward. Now we're going to lift up into a cat position. This time we're going to just slide your hands so your wrists are lined up with your shoulders. And we're going to do a shoulder stretch with a little bit of an add-on. So let's take that right hand out to the side, and if you can, reach that arm up to the ceiling, and then as you breathe out, dive it underneath your left arm and place your temple down on the floor. Now you can stay in this position if you want to. We can go to level 2, which is sliding your left leg back, come onto toes, make sure you're nice and balanced. And then if you want to go to level 3, we're going to take that arm that's on the floor, bend the elbow, press it into the knee of the kneeling knee, and then bring your hands to chest in prayer. So you should be quite balanced in this position. And let's just breathe. Okay, let's bring our hand down to the floor, bring the knee down and lift up. Okay, we're going to do that to the other side. So take that arm up to the ceiling, left arm reaches up and then breathe out, thread it underneath the right arm, place that temple down and then slide the right leg away. Keep those toes on the floor. Then bend the left elbow, push into the inside of the knee, the left knee, and bring your hands to chest in prayer. Okay, let's lower the knee down, lift back up into the cat position. Now we've got a down dog. We're going to modify that down dog. So let's first of all lift ourselves up, and then I want you to bend your knees and pull your navel up, lengthen through the arms. Now we're going to give arms quite a big stretch here. So you want to bring your shoulders towards your hips and flatten your shoulder blades. Keep your arms nice and long. Okay, so this is a lovely position for a big stretch in the arms and working strongly into the back. So let's take 3 big breaths here. Fill up the rib cage with air. And then straighten those legs out and come into plank. Now from here, we want to just lower our knees down. So I want you to tighten your tummy and lower the knees down. Okay, beautiful. So keep that tummy tight. You can flatten your feet. We're going to do some little push-ups. So if you can't do too many, that's okay. So keep the tummy tight, bend the elbows, lower yourself down, and then push through the heels of the hands. Keep those elbows pointing behind you. Don't let the elbows go to the sides. So keeping them nice and close to the sides of the body. Beautiful. Can we feel that upper body working? Shall we try 2 more? That's it. Beautiful. Coming down and lifting up. And last one. Nice work. Now this time we're going to lower ourselves to the floor. Bring the arms by the sides, stretching them out beautifully. We've got a locust, so press the hips down. The pubic bone presses down. The tummy lifts and the buttock squeezes together. Then lift your torso in hand and lift the arms up just above the hips and reach them down to your toes. If you can, squeeze your buttocks, lift your legs up, stretch fingers and toes out, look forward, or tuck the chin in, lengthen through the back of the neck. Take 3 breaths. Now bring your arms out into a T position, place the hands under the chest, cobra, lifting right up and tuck those toes under, down dog. Okay, let's just adjust those feet, walking them into a nice comfortable position. And now we're going to step those feet together. We've got a scorpion this time. So we're going to breathe in, lift that leg up, 3-leg dog. Scorpion level 1, bend the knee, look at your toes. Scorpion level 2, knee rotates up towards the ceiling. Weight evenly through the hands and look under your arm. 3 breaths. Now lunge that leg forward, place the back knee down. We've got a low lunge twist, so just keep the hand and the leg lined up. Lift your right hand to the ceiling. Try to line your arms up into a T position, so you really have to engage your mind for this. So think about where your arms are. Let's take 3 big breaths. Expand your ribs front and back. Now if you can, tuck the back toe under, lift the knee, come into a high lunge twist. Take 3 breaths. And lower the hand down, front foot back into down dog. Beautiful. So let's move from side to side, loosening up around the shoulders and the hips. Now let's step those feet together again. And we're going to lift the left leg up, squeeze the buttocks. Going to scorpion level 1. Look at the toes. Level 2, look under your arm. Nice big stretch around the hip. Take 3 breaths. And lunge your foot forward. Lower the back knee down and flatten the top of the foot. Sweep your arms back, lift them up, roll shoulders back and draw them down. Stretch your fingers out if you can. We're going to bring one arm down, bring it into a twist. Now tuck your toe under, lift your knee. That's it, lovely. Reaching up to the ceiling. High lunge. Okay, swing that arm back, front foot back into down dog. And now just moving from side to side, lifting up around shoulders and hips, and then let's crouch, bend the knees, look between the thumbs. You can walk your feet forward. You can step them forward or take a little jump, flat back. And breathe out, forward fold, deep breath in. Sun salute, lift up. And breathe out, hands down to chest. Deep breath in and out. And lower the arms down. Give yourselves a little shake. Now we're going to do 2 balances. Now the first one is a dancer. Now we know the dancer balance, but we're going to reach our hand down to the floor. So the one that's extended forward, we're going to reach it down to the floor. So let's try that together. All right, so roll your right foot forward, tighten the waist, lift the knee up, and let's hold the top of the foot and bring the knee in line with the other leg. Make sure you're squeezing your buttocks firmly, tummy's firm, and lift the left arm up. Okay, breathing in. And breathe out, start to lean forward. Make sure your balancing leg, your standing leg is slightly bent. And we're just going to continue down to the floor. See if you can touch the floor. If you can't, it doesn't matter. Now we're going to start to lift up at that same pace, back up again. We don't want to rush. Just same speed. Lifting the arm up. That's it, beautiful. Lower the hand down and then lower the foot down. How did we go? Now we're going to do that on the other side. See if you're just as good. Roll your left foot forward and then lift the foot up, hold the top of the foot, line your knees up, nice firm buttocks, push your hips forward. Now let's lift the right hand up. Breathe in, breathe out, bend your standing knee, and then slowly start to bring your hand down to the floor. Lovely. Now we're going to lift up again, taking your time. Make sure you keep nice and stable. Lifting your arm up, lower the hand down, and lower your foot down. How did we go? Well, we're quite equally matched on both sides. Now the next one, we're going to do a warrior three, but we're going to bring our knee to our nose first and then extend the leg back. So let's roll our right foot forward, tighten the tummy, lift the knee up and just hold your knee with two hands. Let's tap the knee to nose and then float the leg back and bring your arms into aeroplane wings. Tighten the tummy, lengthen through the standing leg. Squeeze your buttocks together. Make sure your shoulder blades are nice and flat on the back. Take 3 breaths. Now bend your standing knee, then bring your back knee forward, lifting up, hold the knee, tap it to your nose, oops, and then lower your foot down and stand up. Nice. How did you go? Let's try that on the other side to see if we're just as good. Roll the left foot forward, tighten the tummy, lift the knee, hold that knee and tap the knee to the nose, float your leg back, arms into a T, squeeze your buttocks together, leg hip height. Okay, lovely. So let's pause here, make sure 5 toes are pointing at the floor from the lifted leg. Take 3 breaths. Now bring your knee forward. Tighten the tummy, knee to nose, and place your foot down. Breathe in and breathe out. Well done. Give yourselves a shake. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit more standing strength and balance. So just bring the hands to the side in a mountain pose, lifting up the rib cage. We'll start with a chair pose. So let's breathe in, lifting the arms up, and breathe out. Come into chair pose and just sweep your arms behind you. Link your fingers, press your palms together, and lift the arms up. Now, if that's a bit too strong, just have your hands in wide prayer, so your arms are just shoulder width apart. But if you can, keep those wrists comfortable, pull the tummy in. Take 3 breaths here. Then breathe in, lifting up, and breathe out, chair pose, hands to chest in prayer. Taking your left elbow on the right knee, let's twist. So this is level 1 twist, level 2 elbow outside knee, draw the waist in and rotate through the rib cage. Make sure you're balancing evenly on your feet. Take 3 breaths. Then bending forward, lift one heel up, then the other. Hands can be resting on shins or on the floor if it's comfortable. Okay, let's sweep those arms back, lift them up into chair pose, wide prayer, and breathe out, hands to chest. Take the right elbow on the left knee for level 1 twist, or level 2 elbow outside the knee, draw the waist in, rotate through the rib cage. Let's take 3 breaths here. Now forward bend, and we're going to step back into down dog. And then into plank, plank down to floor. Breathe in cobra, and breathe out down dog. Okay, then we're going to crouch, look between our thumbs and step our right foot forward. Now lower the back heel down. We've got a warrior one. So we want to make sure our feet are firmly grounded. Sweep the arms back and lift them up. Warrior one position. Shoulders are down now. Where is your mind? Are you focusing on your stretches? Reaching the arms up, stretch your fingers out. Push with your back heel firmly down. And feel your whole of your feet connect with the floor. 3 breaths into the belly. Now let's float those hands behind our back and straighten our front leg. We're going into head to knee pose, so if your legs feel a little bit wide, you'll turn your back foot closer. So both hips are facing forward. Now if you can, link your fingers, press your palms together. Breathe in, lift the rib cage. Breathe out, draw the waist in, lift the arms up, gaze at your back foot. Now if it's not comfortable to have your arms in this position, choose wide prayer so your hands are not touching, the arms are in line with shoulders. Take 3 breaths here. Now hands on the lower back, bend your front knee. Now place your hands about a footprint in front of your toes. Lift your left leg up. Now we have a reverse side angle pose, half moon pose. So we're going to take our right hand, place it on our hip, and then rotate our torso to look at the right. You can lift your hand up to the ceiling. So it's quite a strong position. Any reverse position is quite strong. And then lower your hand down, lower your back foot down, placing the heel on the floor. We've got a reverse triangle. So let's straighten the front leg and take the left hand outside the right shin. Pull the tummy in, squeeze the buttocks together, rotate the torso. Now if you can rotate enough, lift your arm to the ceiling, but if that's not a comfortable position for the arm, place it on the hip. Take 3 breaths. Big stretch in the hip, can you feel that? Okay, bend your front knee, hands to floor. Now front foot back into down dog. Okay, let's just rock from side to side, loosening up around the shoulders and the hips. And then let's crouch, bend the knees, look between your thumbs, and this time stepping that left foot forward, back heel down. Back to warrior one, so sweep the arms back, lift them up, roll the shoulders back, draw them down. Make sure that front knee is in line with the ankles, so really think about where your arms and your legs are. So we're squeezing the buttocks together, just firmly, not too tight. Take 3 breaths down to the belly. Now straighten the front leg and float your arms back, resting the hands on the lower back. If your legs feel too wide, toe heel your foot a bit closer so you can make sure you can squeeze your buttocks together and your hips are facing forward. Okay, link the fingers, press palms together, or just rest your hands on your lower back. Let's breathe in and breathe out, lifting the arms up, bring forehead to knee. Take 3 breaths here, and of course wide prayer is always a nice comfortable option for arms. Now release those hands, bend your front knee, place your hands quite a reasonable distance, so 1 footprint in front of your foot, and then lift your right leg up. Come onto your fingertips, and then you can take your left hand on the hip and rotate the torso, so you're looking sideways. That's it. That's our reverse half moon. And take your hand on your hip, lower your back foot down, take your hand outside your leg. That's it, squeezing the buttocks together. That's it, lovely. And lifting the arm up if you can, otherwise quite comfortable having the hand on the hip. Take 3 breaths here. Okay, let's bend that knee, place the hands on the floor, and let's step that foot back into down dog, moving from side to side. Now rise up on the balls of the feet, come down to knees. Rest in child's pose, just resting the arms by the sides, relax the shoulders down. Big breaths into the back. Okay, let's extend our arms forward and then walk the hands back to the knees, pull the tummy in, round the back out, and let's lift up into camel. Have your knees hip width apart, and we're going to turn our hands into fists, place them just above the lower back, squeeze the buttocks together and push the hips forward. Try to lengthen through your spine and then lower yourself down. Chin to chest or gaze up diagonally or lower the head back for a neck stretch. Always being quite careful with the neck. Take 3 breaths into your belly. You can come into a full camel if you want to. So perhaps bring your hands down to your ankles. You can tuck your toes under if you want to. Open the chest. Walk the hands up your back. Come into child's pose. Just dive the hands down by your sides. Relax your shoulders. Breathe into your lower back. 3 big breaths. Then hands by your sides, pull your tummy in, round your back out and lift up onto your knees. So we're in our hero's pose. If this is uncomfortable, lift up onto your knees. Have your buttocks firm. Okay, otherwise taking a seat with me, and we're going to take our hands up behind our head, shoulders draw downwards. Take your right hand outside your left knee, and then rotate through your rib cage, extend your left arm and gaze at your thumb. Take 3 breaths here. Turning round again, take your hand behind your head, your other hand behind your head. Let's breathe in, breathe out. Twist the other direction, extend the arm outside the knee, the other arm extend and gaze at your thumb. Take 3 breaths here. Take your hand behind your head and your other hand behind your head. And then let's lower the hands down, tuck the toes under and sit on the heels. If this is too uncomfortable, lift up to take the pressure off the tops of your feet. Otherwise, join me. We're going to take 3 deep breaths. Now take your hands down, cross your ankles, sit back and extend those legs. Now I'll stay in a sideways position today because it will be a little bit easier when we do some rolling in a few minutes. So let's cross one leg over. Now we're trying to line our knees up. So bring your leg to the side, and if you take your other hand, hold the outer edge of the leg and draw your knees into a lined up position. Lift the hips up and sit down. Nice tall spine, tummy in, and walk your hands forward. For some of you, you'll feel quite comfortable in this position and you can hold your foot. But for others of you, it's going to be stretching your sciatic nerve, so you may feel it in your hip, behind your knee, or perhaps a tingling in your toes. So let's bring our chin to chest and focus on breathing down to the belly and lower back and into the back of that leg to settle the sciatic nerve down. Okay, let's take a walk with our hands back up to our hips and change the legs over. So again, using your hand outside your knee, and let's try and line those knees up. Lift the hips up and sit down. Let's breathe in, lift up nice and tall, and breathe out, bending forward. Chin tucked in. Let's find the stretch in the back of the leg. Now if you're a very flexible person, you may or may not find the stretch, but you are stretching your legs, so try not to overstretch them to look for the stretch. Start to breathe in the belly and lower back. And just check if this side is as intense as the last side. Keep breathing down deeply into the belly, into the back of the leg. And let's walk those hands back to the hips. Bring your legs forward, give them a shake. And then walk your feet to the end position. We've got a boat pose, so hands behind the knees. Come onto your toes. Now lift your rib cage up. Draw the shoulders down, flatten the shoulder blades on the back and pull the tummy in. Now walk your feet back towards your hips as you start to balance, lifting the feet up. Try to line them up with your knees. If you can, extend them out towards the ceiling or diagonally. Otherwise, try not to work too much in your hips. Then tighten the tummy and extend the arms. If you can, bring them out nice and wide. Keep your spine nice and tall. Now take the hands behind the knees and we're going to do some spinal rolls. If you don't wish to roll, just lie down. Tummy in, round the back up. Don't let the head touch the floor. You can tap the toes down if you want to. Otherwise, keep the toes lifted and you'll need to control your roll just that little bit more. So don't go too fast and make sure you're rounding your back out so you don't flatten out the lower back, which means you won't be able to roll very easily. All right, let's just do one more. And rolling down, place the feet down on the floor. Okay, lovely. So let's bring those knees to the chest, just one at a time. Give them a little hug and rock from side to side on the lower back. Now we're going to do some stretching into our hips. So let's take the ankle on the knee and take the same hand as the knee, push it away for our level 1. And that's our hip stretch or lying pigeon. Or level 2, hands behind the opposite thigh. Or you can wrap your hands around your knee, which is a little bit more intense. Make sure your spine is connected to the floor. Tuck your chin in, lengthen through the back of the neck. And draw your navel down just a little. Take 3 breaths. Right around the rib cage. Now we're going to stretch the outer edge of the hips, so cross those thighs over, hold your ankles and draw your ankles towards your chest. Now you're going to stretch the hip of the knee that's closest to your chest, or the hip of the leg closest to your chest. Breathe into that hip. Change the cross of the legs and go back into that pigeon stretch position that you started off with. Making sure the spine is on the floor, tummy drawn down towards the floor, neck slightly tucked in. Just stretch the back of the neck. Try to keep your breaths big. Okay, beautiful. Let's cross those thighs, hold the ankles and draw them towards your chest. So now the hip, the other hip should be stretching. And release your ankles and shift your legs up to the ceiling. Have a nice firm waist. If that's uncomfortable, hold the backs of your legs. Otherwise, just bring your arms down by your sides. Or you can bring your hands to shins. Walk the hands up the legs, chin to chest. Hold your big toes. Make sure you balance. And then release, bring those knees to the chest, give them a nice big hug, rocking from side to side just 2 or 3 times. Place your feet down as wide as your mat, drop your knees inwards, or bring your feet together, drop the knees outwards. Press the elbows in the floor, lift the back up, hug shoulder blades together, flatten the back down, bring the left hand on heart centre and right hand on belly. Breathe into the belly. So we're going to stay here for 4 or 5 breaths. And then we're going to extend our legs in relaxation. Oh, beautiful. Let's extend the legs. Let those feet drop outwards, thighs drop outwards. Give them a little shake. Just bring your hands by your sides, palms up. Keep those shoulder blades nice and flat on the floor. Make sure you roll your thighs outwards. And when you breathe down to your belly, you'll stretch all around your stomach and ease out any tightness. The shoulders relax and the arms relax. Make sure the teeth are apart. The jaw is soft. Now if you want to relax for an extra 5, 10, 15 or 20 minutes, turn off the video, and then when you're ready, turn the video on and rejoin me again. Okay, let's move our fingers and toes. Breathe into the belly. Then walk your feet to the end position and roll to your side. Resting your head on your arm, stacking your knees. Take a few breaths here. And then lift yourself to a seated position, resting hands on knees or in the lap. Make sure the shoulders are comfortable, the neck is comfortable. And then lower the hands down, lift them above the head in prayer and bring hands down to chest and thumbs to heart center. Focus on your breathing and connecting your thumbs with your heart. Breathe down to your belly, into your rib cage, into shoulders, into back, and breathe out. Let's do that again. Breathe into the belly, rib cage, shoulders and back, and breathe out. Take one more deep yoga breath at your own pace. And have a peaceful heart and a peaceful mind and a wonderful day. Namaste. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you engaged your mind today in your yoga activities and stayed nice and present so you'll have a lovely clear mind at the end of your yoga. If you enjoyed this video, please press like and subscribe to my channel for regular updates. Enjoy the rest of your day.